Uncle Joe's barbecue disaster. So, last weekend my family decided to have a reunion. You know, the kind where everyone brings their signature dish, and the kids run around while the adults try to catch up with each other's lives. Amongst the chaos was my Uncle Joe, who has always been a bit of a character. He's the kind of guy who swears by things like authentic charcoal for barbecuing, claiming it gives the meat a flavor that any gas grill could never match. As we all gathered in the backyard, Uncle Joe was setting up his grill, looking like he was about to conduct some kind of sacred ritual. Now, here's where things get a little strange. Joe starts unloading bags of charcoal from his trunk, but these weren't your average bags of briquettes. They were all different colors and shapes, clearly not meant for grilling. When I asked him about it, he winked at me and said, "Artisanal stuff, imported." We were all too busy laughing at his antics to question it further. As the day went on, we noticed his grill was smoking in odd colors, like a disco light show, but we chalked it up to Uncle Joe being Uncle Joe. Later that evening, as the food was being served, the neighbors came over with a concerned look on their faces. Turns out, Uncle Joe's artisanal charcoal was actually part of an abstract art sculpture our neighbor had recently installed in their yard. Apparently, Joe had mistaken the sculpture for some kind of avant-garde charcoal display and helped himself to a couple of chunks. The neighbors were surprisingly good-natured about it, though, and the whole thing was so absurd that we couldn't help but laugh. In the end, with the neighbors joining us for the barbecue, everyone had a good time, and Uncle Joe, in his usual fashion, managed to turn a potential disaster into a community gathering. As we all sat there, enjoying the colorful feast, Joe stood up and raised his glass, declaring, "To art and barbecue, may both continue to bring people together." It was then I realized, Uncle Joe may not know much about art, but he sure knows how to make an impression.